damn it. Somebody probably heard that. Why is it not connecting to it? Hi guys, we're just going to wait a few more minutes because evidently my live stream is having a couple of issues. So I had to restart a new one. So we're going to wait just a few minutes to get you guys in here. All right. Thank you for being patient. Hey, so yeah, I'm back here. I don't know what was going on over there, why it's having issues. So, but I just need to know if y'all can see me and if you can hear me okay. So just let me know in the chat. And we are just going to give it a few minutes. I'm sorry I started a little bit late. I have this new um, live stream going on with StreamYard that I was trying out. Of course, you should never try new things on the day you want to do something. So we'll see how this goes with StreamYard as long as you can hear me. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Barb. And yeah, I have two screens going because for some reason my comments are not on this one, but they are on that one. So we have a few people. We'll just give it 2 more minutes and then I'll go ahead and get started. If you guys want, why don't you just tell me where y'all are from? Because there's a few of you on here that I don't know. So if y'all just tell me if you're from Georgia or if you're from someplace else, that would be great. Thanks. Hey, Mike, Barb, Molly, Jennifer made it home. Yay. Let's see, who else do we have here? Um, there's a couple of people I don't know. Oh, good. Awesome. Yay. Jennifer. See, we have a few friends on here, a few people that know each other. Let's see. And y'all, if you would go ahead and share this link to your Facebook, because since I made the mistake with the other one, obviously y'all found me and Molly helped. She's our, so if anybody doesn't get their question answered by me, just go ahead and say, hey, Molly, she's down there in the comments and she'll get my attention real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with just a few things. Let's see here. How many of you have ever found a morel before? Tell me. Say yes, me. And then if you have not found a morel before, say newbie, because I want to see what we have here. I know there's a few of you that have found them before. Oh, McDonough. Never. Never. We got a never. We have a have. Oh, and we're at Arizona. Ooh, maybe. Awesome. We found one before. Yeah, sometimes that's the way it is. But hopefully after today, I can give you some tips and tricks before morel season because everybody waits till it's in the thick of morel season. And that's when everybody's like, how do I find morels? So this way, maybe you'll have a little bit of a head start because we do have a couple of weeks until the season starts. So awesome. All right. So let me just type something here. Or Molly, I'm just going to let you know if you would just go check on that other live, if it's even still there. And if there's any people, maybe you can just put the link in there again and have them come over here. So I do want to introduce myself to y'all. Some of you know me and some of you don't. So yes, I'm Anne Marie, the Forager chick. And I have been hunting mushrooms probably for 9 years now, thereabouts. I got into herbalism first. So my husband and I moved here 30 years ago from New York, knew nothing about herbs, nothing about mushrooms. I hated mushrooms. I truly hated mushrooms because the only thing I ever had was bud mushrooms. So I truly hated them. Well, then I tried shiitakes and I was like, oh my God, these things are great. So I got into herbalism a little over 10 years ago, and I learned everything I could about herbs. I'm an herbalist and forager, and I love wild weeds. Well, it was just natural for me to get into mushrooms because the mushrooms are out there in the wild right alongside all these wild weeds and other kind of things. So I learned about mushrooms from a few friends, and then I took the wild mushroom certification course from Mushroom Mountain with Tread Cotter, and it was just eye-opening for me to see the different mushrooms that are out there, ones that are edible, ones that are poisonous, and just they're beautiful, a lot of mushrooms. So, but it has helped me a lot to take this course from them and learn how to find mushrooms. And then now I can sell them and stuff like that. Plus, I teach everybody this. So I teach the wild mushroom certification course now for Mushroom Mountain, which is kind of exciting. So we have a class coming up in Savannah in April if anybody's interested. And so I have to tell you this funny story. The first time I found morel mushrooms was probably only, I would say, 6 years ago. I was with my friend Stephanie. And at this time, I was still a little bit like crazy about being in the woods without snake boots on because I'm deathly afraid of snakes. I know I'm crazy, but now it doesn't seem to bug me as much. So here I am in the woods. I have these snake boots on all the way up to my knees, and we're searching around the property. And I'm going to show you some environments too of where you're going to find these morels. I'm searching around the property, and she's pointing out these morels. I don't even see them. I don't see them. And it's all sandy soil, and the privet is really thick, and they're low bushes. And here we are all of a sudden on our hands and knees, on our bellies, crawling under the privet to get to these morels. So what good were those snake boots? I thought for a minute, I about had a heart attack. I'm like, okay, if a snake comes up to me right now, just plant me right here because I'm just going to die right here with the morels. But it was pretty exciting. We found probably 2 peach baskets, whatever you call them, full of morels. So that was kind of fun. And I was hooked ever since. So I've been searching ever since then, and I have about 3 properties that I search every year, and I find our morels. Last year was probably the best. I think we netted about 15 pounds, and I know that's not a lot for some people. That's a lot for me. So I was very excited. So let's see here. Let me jump on over to the chat for a minute. Everybody still hearing me okay? You're all good. Chat seems to stop a little bit over here. I just want to check. Yay. So y'all can still hear me and see me. I know I'll get texted if you can't. So hang on one second. Okay. So we already asked who has found mushrooms before, morels, and who hasn't. So we're going to dive into some tips and tricks in finding mushrooms. So before I do that, I do want to say, with morels, who has eaten morels? Raise your hand. Who has eaten them, even if you didn't find them? Put a little hands up or something like that. No. Well, the one thing you need to know about all wild mushrooms, but specifically the morel mushrooms, never, ever, 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 ever eat them raw. You're just going to be sick. And your first time, don't drink a glass of wine or have a beer with them because some people have gotten upset stomach. So those are best. Just try that out little by little. But I just want to put those 2 disclaimers on right away. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull up a few slides. This is why I have this new streaming service on here so I could do these slides because you can't do it on just YouTube Live. But I want to go over the description. So I'm going to switch over here for a second and just show you on this slide. So here's a big morel mushroom. This was a hunker of a mushroom, wasn't it? So on it, if you look at it carefully, it has these deep ridges going in there, if you can see that. I'm going to see if I can point over to, I can't get up there. They have very deep ridges in there, like little pits, right? And it's in the cup family, so they're kind of like little cups. They hold a lot of sand and stuff in there too. But you can see, and on the outside of the ridges, those can either be like blonde, which these are. This is a blonde morel, yellow morel, or they could be black on those edges. So that would be a black morel. But around here, we pretty much find these blonde morels. I don't know if anybody has found any around here, but look at it carefully. Also has like a honeycomb pattern, right? So you just got to remember those deep pits and the cups and the ridges. Plus, this mushroom is completely hollow. Totally hollow. Check it out. You see that? The whole interior is hollow. Okay. They're great for stuffing crab meat in them. Has anybody had any with crab meat stuffed in there? It's really good. Oh, I see. Mike said he has ordered them dried online. Some people actually, when they forage for their morels, they will dry them on purpose. They dry all of them on purpose and then reconstitute them, rehydrate them, and cook with them. They tend to have a stronger flavor. So a lot of chefs do that for sure. So I want you to see over here, we have a large morel. Down here, the blonde morels. And up here is a little tulip morel. So the blonde morels can get in upwards of about like 12 inches. That's pretty big mushroom. Like from there to there. Like the one I was holding. That's giant. So that's when it's pretty much at its end stages. They take about 14 days to 18 days from the start, the little baby ones, all the way up to the big ones. So that's why you see so many in different stages. It's not like chanterelles where they pop up and they're there for a couple of days, 2 days, and they're gone and a new one pops up. These are really slow growing. The little tulip morel that you see there, those are itty bitty, like 1 inch to 3 inches. So they're really tiny. They're tasty. They're good. But you know what? When you find these, the blonde morels, those little tulip morels, psh. But if that's all you can find, that's all you can find. And we'll explain the difference of where you can find those. So these are my favorite. And if my friend Cindy is on here, she's in some of the pictures. She might comment on some of these. All right. So environment. Where can we find the morels? Look at this picture carefully. What do you see? Can anyone describe this picture to me? Go ahead. Go for it. Describe it in the comments. Come on. What do you see? I see water. What else? Anybody? My chat's slow. How about, I like that, dirt. Yes, chickweed, sand, water, mushrooms. You can see the mushrooms. How many can you see there? There's at least 7. Can you see them all? Look closely. A bed. A bed. Yes, it's a creek bed. So if you could see, it definitely has a sandy soil. It's loamy, sandy. There's tons of chickweed. All that green, all this green that you see is all chickweed. Okay? So where there's a lot of chickweed, sandy soil, on the edge of creek bed, this one was right at the water's edge. Usually I don't find them right at the water's edge. They're usually about, I would say about 30 feet away or so, thereabouts. So this is just one picture. When did they start? Well, here in Georgia, mid-March to mid-April. The last 3 years, March 11th, 2019, March 14th, 2020, and March 15th, 2021. You can almost guarantee that somewhere on St. Patrick's Day, the lucky day, there's going to be morels. So soon, you got a couple weeks. There is a group, and I think some of you are probably from that group on Facebook, the Georgia Morel Hunters. I highly recommend, if you're not already a member, go ahead and join them, because there's some guys on there. They're serious. They've been doing this a long time, and they will tell you exactly when they're in our area. There's also a map, and I'll put it in the comments, or I'm sorry, in the description at the very end, and let you know about that. I think it's the Great Morel, or the name just went out of my head for some crazy reason. Yeah, thegreatmorel.com. There's a map of the United States, and every time somebody finds a morel, not every time, not everybody tells you when they find it, they will pin it. And then once they pin it, it just goes all the way across the south. It starts usually around Augusta, between Augusta and Atlanta. And then for some reason it jumps over to Athens. Then it comes down to Morgan County, Jasper County, Walton County. And I know for some of you out of state, I'm so sorry if I'm mentioning counties that are not near you. But seriously, if all goes well, we have this rain next week and the weather kind of stays pretty good, we should be fine. As long as we don't have a deluge of water, because that's what happened to me 2 years ago. I only got about a pound because it was so much water. It completely washed out area. There's one area that still hasn't recovered. It's been 3 years. So I'm hoping this year that it will recover. Oh, yay. I'll be in Georgia for then. Woohoo. So soil temperature. Go back to mid-March is when it starts, up to about mid-April. And I say that wherever they started, it's about 3 weeks. That's it. Sometimes you get to the 4 weeks. So, and last year I found them on my property. It was just totally ridiculous in a strange spot that didn't even make sense. Down by my creek, I don't have sandy soil. I did not have ash trees. There was no chickweed around, and it was just by some dead tree in the banks of the creek. But in general, I'll give you all the little hints about where they are. So, soil temperature. If you go to uga.edu, you can find the soil calculator of your local area. I pick Watkinsville. I think it's the closest one to me, Covington, thereabouts. And you want your soil temperature from 52 to 55 degrees at 6 inches. Some guys will actually go get one of those thermometers and stick it in the ground and take their temperature that way and just check it out every single day. So I go pretty much 54, 55 is my average. And the outside temperature, so everything's like right in the 50s. Nights, days, soil, perfect. So trees, this is important. So the trees that are going to be in your Morel area down south, it's not the same up north. Ash trees, some sycamore trees, and elm trees, and lots of privet. Now, if you're from Georgia, you know what privet is. It's this obnoxious, invasive bush that can get trunks as big as this. So, let me come back here a bit. No, that's cool. Sorry, get distracted by my own video here. So you have ash trees for one. If you don't know what an ash tree is, go look one up. And I didn't say the ash tree, I said the ash tree. So they have like little diamond patterns on the bark. And if you look up, the tree looks like a Y because it has opposite limbs. Opposite limbs and opposite branches. There's only like 3 trees out of all the tree species that have opposite branches. It's maple, ash, buckeye, and some dogwoods. That's it. That's it. And the only one you're concerned with is the ash tree. Does that make sense? All the rest of the trees, you'll see those branches are not opposite each other, none of them. So this tree is completely symmetrical. So you can go look for some ash trees. So you need ash trees, loamy soil, some sycamore trees. Sycamore trees are huge trees that look like they're shedding their bark. The top is bald, and then the bottom is all kind of craggly. And then they drop these seed pods, which look similar to one of these. Hold on, I'm going to switch off for a second because I have to talk about this now. Y'all know what this is, right? What is it? Someone tell me. What is it? I know someone will get it in a minute. So first of all, when you're looking for morels, this has a honeycomb pattern, doesn't it? Yeah, sweet gumball. So if you see this on the ground, you see lots and lots of these, and you're like, oh, a morel. Oh, a morel. Nope, nope, nope. There will not be a bunch of morels near a bunch of sweet gum trees. So if this is all you got in your woods, you got to go somewhere else. There could be an occasional sweet gum tree, but if there's a bunch, So I had to show you that. But anyway, back to the sycamore tree. Sycamore has these balls that look similar to this, but you can crush it and it's just a whole bunch of little seeds that fall down to the ground. So it's really soft. All right, let me get back over here. Okay. All right, so poplar. Oh. Someone asked if the trees you're looking for need to be dead or if they can still be alive. Alive, you could have a couple of dying trees around. I have seen like the ones down by my creek, it's a dying poplar or something, but they're huge morels. So yeah, you're going to have some sort of trees that are probably disintegrating, dying. Just look for a good stand of mixed hardwoods, primarily with sycamore and ash, primarily ash, and lots of privet. I swear the privet is the secret. So Go into find some woods, some old woods, not just these new ones I just cleared and grew back in a couple of years, with trunks, huge privet trunks, and just look for places in that area. Okay. Thanks, Molly. So, poplar is the other tree, and a poplar, very easy to identify. They stand straight and tall, and sometimes they look like a pair of pants. You ever see those trees? They just look like a pair of pants standing up in the woods. And something I learned about these poplars is if you look up the trunk, you'll notice that they'll have these circles, these little, hold on, let me get back over here a minute. They'll have like these circles up and down the trunk, and that is where the branches have fallen off. And that's why the tree keeps getting taller and taller and taller and taller. These branches fall off, and it allows the tree to grow way up high and tall. So, poplars are good to have around too. But if you just have poplars, then you're just going to have those little tulip morels. But they're still good. I just noticed something. What Jen wrote, gumball, gumball, sweet gumball, mean gumball. I love that. That's great. I'm talking about those gumballs again. All right. Let me come back over here again. So we got your ash trees, your privet, sycamore, poplar, and elm. So elm, I haven't really seen too many elms where I am. I probably need to brush up on them a little bit. They tend to lean. Let me put me back in there. Sorry about that. I'm trying to talk to you and I'm not even in the picture. So elm trees tend to like lean a little bit, similar to a red oak. So they do tend to have some leaning. And they look like Y's too. They just lean over, but they're not opposite limbs. So then you need your loamy soil, sandy soil. If it's all clay, nope. If it's all, let's go back to trees a minute. If you are in an oak forest and sweet gum forest, I mean oaks, you'll know because you see on the ground, that's all you're going to see is leaf litter, right? You're not going to see this loamy soil, just going to be leaf litter. So those, you're not going to find any morels in the oak forest. Nope, nope, nope. If you do, I'd be surprised. So, but then again, I told you about my woods, and who the heck knows how those even got there. So, all right. And then what you're going to have, besides the soil, the chickweed, which we mentioned, early greens, lots of greens. There's going to be cleavers. And I know if some of you don't know what these plants are, don't worry, I have something for you at the end. So y'all, please stay till the end of this, and I'm going to try to end right at 8 for you, but because I have some surprises. So, I like surprises. Let's see. So you're also going to look for the violets, and the violets will be blooming, because I know every time it's morel season, you can ask my friend Cindy if she's not even on here, and I'm surprised. I will be eating violets as we are walking around collecting our morels. So I love those. But you definitely want it to be green. Another thing, didn't have it on here. Redbud trees. Your redbud trees are the first tree to bloom, and it's pink. Red, pink. So you can probably see those pink trees right now, right? Everybody's seeing those pink trees around? They're blooming early. I don't know what that means, but it could mean that in just a week or so, they could be starting. So where there's red buds, there's going to be some morels popping up soon. It doesn't mean right where the red buds are growing. I just mean that's just an indicator. So let's see. So this one, no, we're not going to go there yet. Let me go backwards a minute. Sorry. I will show you those in a second. I want to show you a quick video. Let's see. La 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 la. Let's see. I mean, holy crud! Look, there's more there. Can you see them?
They're everywhere.
And they're there. And there's 2 over there.
All these.
There's
right
one over
here.
there. Cindy has one in her hand. It's giant. So
Oh my gosh.
We have
Can I get
morels.
these two right here?
So do you notice in the video, did you notice the violets? There's purple violets. There's May apples right there in that shot. There's May apples. So those are growing too. And do you notice something that's not around there? There's no ferns. And if you do find ferns, it's very few. Just a little bit of ferns. So that's not going to be there because ferns like acidic soil. And these morels like it alkaline. So there's no pine trees around either. There you go. If you really want to be sciencey, you could go out and do pH tests. Don't even ask me how to do that. You can go do some pH tests of the soil. That'll help you out because you need a good alkaline soil. I think it's right at 8, 7.5, something like that. Here's another video. Check this one out. It's a little bit longer. Morel hunting.
Yes.
And hunting we are. Look at all those.
Oh my gosh.
There's a bunch there.
Many.
They are.
Look.
Over there.
See?
She's got one right there.
Oh, feed them all. Beautiful.
We got some in our basket. So excited. So you can see the area around here of the environment that it's in. We're under privet. This is a really big privet bush. And there are ash trees all around us. That's an ash tree right there. See, it looks like a Y. Has opposite limbs.
Yep.
There's more privet. We're near a boggy area. Yep. Morels.
Morel,
Here we are.
We are so excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back a minute because I want to show you something. Right there. Can you see that? Hold on. Going back. That's privet. See how thick it is? Yeah, that's privet. And that is ash tree. Can you guys see that? Here it comes. That's an ash tree. Does it look like a Y? Pretty cool. All right. Let me come back. So now, let me get out of here. Oh, I know we're missing some people ever since I switched over. We had a bunch more people that were going to be here. Hopefully they'll find me. I hope so. Anyone, like I said before, if somebody will go ahead and post on the Georgia Morel group for me what this link is, the Georgia Morel Hunters, and if you would on my personal page, that would be awesome. So this way we could get the rest of those folks in here. So this slide right here is going to show you some of the things that are not morels. And that first one right there kind of looks like a brain, right? Now look at it carefully compared to what the morel looked like. There's no pits on that cap. And it's just all like a inflated brain instead of being in. Instead of being inward, it goes outward. Does that make sense? So plus, if you look at the inside of the mushroom, this one, which is the same right here, the false morel, it's not hollow. It's not hollow at all. So what it should look like, hold on. Here's a morel. This one's a dried one. But look at the inside. Well, first look at the outside. See those pits? Right? And then look at the inside. Oops. sorry, you know how these cameras work. They go the opposite direction that you want. It's hollow. See that? Completely hollow. If you look at the stem, oh, I can see you. It's all hollow. Kind of looks like a, hey, Mike will get this probably, like a calamari. Scungili calamari, which one is it? So it's hollow, completely hollow. Whereas, if we go back over here to, hold on, back in here. Oh. If we go back over here by the false morel, you can see nothing's hollow about that. So I've never even seen one. I know they're out there. So if you ever are out there in the woods and you come across one that is not hollow, just don't pick it, okay? Just pick the hollow ones. Those are the ones that you want. So the next one on the end, not that I think you guys will mistake this for a morel, but it has happened, trust me. And these are stinkhorns. And stinkhorns, they pop up all times of the year. There's different ones, but there are some of them that can possibly resemble a morel. But it's got this slime all over it, and it stinks. And if it's warm out, there's gonna be flies all attached to it. But I have seen some people post pictures of these and be like, "Look at the morels! Look at the morels!" Like, nope, not morels. So those are stinkhorns. Stay away from them. And going back to the false morel, the false morel is called Gyromitra. Gyromitra. Sorry, sometimes that could be names can be a little funky. So that is not a good mushroom. Neither of them are good to eat. Do not eat them. They will make you sick. So just stick with the morels. Those are the only two really around in this area that you could possibly confuse a morel with. So this one, I want to show you. That was our harvest last year. One of them. Isn't that amazing? Yummy. What you think about that? Good morels, good tasting. So, is everybody enjoying this, I hope? Do you think that maybe you'll be able to find morels on your own? What you think? That's my comment. The comments are slow. As long as I'm not freezing up, y'all can still hear me and everything, right? That's all good. Yep. That was probably that was my entire back seat. So we were so excited. And Cindy will be, she's already asking me when we're going to go again. And she's not on here. I don't know where she is. So I have something else to tell you. Something good. Just want to make sure I got all my bases covered on there. So I am going to, this one should stay, this video, the live should stay up here on my channel. I don't know how long they stay. It should stay for quite a while, as far as I know. Maybe somebody else can answer that. So, but I have an option for you. If you like this, and this was fun for you, and I helped you a little bit to learn, you can go, if you'd like, to the Forager Chicks. Hold on. Let me get it for you. I'll put it right up here. The forager-chicks.teachable.com. There is a free morel mushroom course there for you. It's basically what we did today with a couple of little things added on. And I have to add one more thing in the morning. So I just thought I'd give that to y'all, especially for you guys that showed up and for my chat today. And then if you're thinking, what's next? I need more. And I do have to tell you first, there's a few people here that are on the chat that are from my wild herbal immersion course. And they spent 7 months with me, not full 7 months, like 1 weekend a month for 7 months. And it was fabulous. And I know Denise and Jen, and I can't remember who else is on here. But if you guys want to say anything about that program, that's awesome. But I wanted to let you know, I can't be everywhere at once. I try to be. And holy moly, my chat just crashed over here, but I'll talk in the meantime and then wait for it to come back. On the Forager Chick School, we'll get to the wild herbal immersion in a minute. If you're thinking, okay, I love learning about morels, I'd like to learn more about the other mushrooms, I have just starting this course. It's called the Ultimate Mushroom Course for Beginners, and it's open right now for enrollment. We will not start for 2 more weeks because I want to make sure everybody gets in there. For those that join the Ultimate Mushroom Course for Beginners, the first 25 people will get this book. Hold on. The Forager Chicks Wild Mushroom Journal and Logbook. So this is a companion to the mushroom course, and it has mushroom identification pages and notes, and in the back, places you could record your mushroom harvest and stuff like that. Plus, it has little tidbits of information all throughout it. So if you are interested in that, just go check it out at forager-chicks.teachable.com. I have 2 payment plans for it. It is $297, and it's a fabulous course. It will take you from mushroom newbie to fungus freak in less than 30 days. In addition to what's in the course, and you could also pay it in 2 payments. In addition to what's in the course, you will be able to join our Forager Chick School on Facebook, the private group that's only for our students. And then once a week, I'm going to go live in there just to help you guys out with identifying your mushrooms and doing spore prints or anything like that. I'll be there to help you all along the way. So I hope that some of you all check that out. And then there's something else for that. So it's very exciting. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. You like the book. Yay. And Denise, awesome. So for the first 10 local people that sign up for the Ultimate Mushroom Course, I'm going to take y'all on a private walk. So I can't promise you that we're going to find morels. It might be during morel season, or it might be right after, but it might be if I can get it together. But I will take 10 of you guys. So right there, that's a good deal. And I hope you have enjoyed this talk. And then lastly, if you're saying, no, what's next? I need something else. I need you to come hold my hand. So if you want something like that and you really want to dive deep into herbalism, mushrooming, making medicines from both foraging every month, then the Wild Herbal Immersion Program would be what you would really like. And I highly recommend it. Last year was our first year. We only had 10 people. We had 9 people. I only allowed 10 people in it because I want to keep it private and small so that we can work together as a group, and it's a community, and we had the best time last year. I mean, you guys are going to have to, I don't know, do something to live up to those standards, because last year's class was great. But I know y'all can do it. So if you want information on that course, it's on foragerchick.com. And please feel free to message me. And please, by all means, please, this is really important. Please like this live for me and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share it with your friends. And then I'm just thinking if there's anything that I forgot. You have any questions? Anybody have any questions? I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Look at it. It's only like 7:42. I know I talk so fast, don't I? You can ask me anything you want. Because let's see if I have any other pictures of. Hold on. I might. I'm going to show you that video again. Right there, see it looks like a Y. Has opposite limbs.
Oh, there's one. Oh, I didn't get this one because this one's hard.
Hi guys, Anne-Marie the Forager Chick here with my friend Cindy. Say hey. We are out morel hunting.
Yes.
And hunting we are. Look at all those.
Oh my gosh.
There's a bunch so there.
Many.
They are.
Look.
Over there.
See?
She's got one right there.
Oh, eat them all. Beautiful.
We got some in our basket. So excited. So you can see the area around here of the environment that it's in. We're under privet. This is a really big privet. bush, and there are ash trees all around us. That's an ash tree right there. See, it looks like a Y, has opposite limbs.
Yeah.
There's more privet. We're near a boggy area. Yep,
Oh,
morels.
Morel,
Here we
morels.
are.
We are so excited.
Yay!
Yeah.
I had to show it again. I just had to. So, okay, first question. Is there a difference between the start of the season in Middle Georgia versus North Georgia? So pretty much, they happen within like days of each other. And Middle Georgia, just remember, you can't really go too far down. I'm trying to think. Macon, Columbus is right over there. That's about as south as you're going to find morels. There's a fall line there. So you're not going to find them like over by Savannah or much more south of Macon. I know one lady that has found them right in Macon and Columbus area, but they're not going to be too far. North Georgia, it's so weird. Wait till you see the map. When you're done here, go to thegreatmorel.com and look at the map, because you'd be surprised how March was so weird across Georgia, where the pins were. Just blow it up so you could see. And then they went in until April, I want to say it was April 20th. It was long. It was longer. Oops. It started on the 14th of March, and it went till April 10th. So that was kind of a long time. But yeah. And then, I'm sorry, somebody else had a question. Question. Yes, Mike. The soil temp is probably the biggest factor, for sure. They just know when to pop up. And they are not going to pop up until the temperature is just perfect. They're so weird, but they're delicious, and we all love them. So that's why they're so hard to find. And, nobody's going to give up their spots either to tell you where they are. So I know there's a lot of people that will ask on all the groups, where can I go hunt morels? Tell me a spot. There are some people that actually put it in their will where those spots are. Or if they move away, they will finally give it to somebody. It's crazy. I mean, people are nuts. And I have just a couple of spots, and I'm when somebody else is on that property, you should see me, Lord. I get upset. But most of it is private property, so I'm okay with that. So anyway, any other questions? Let's see. Yes, thank you, Molly, for being my helper. Goodness. Thank you. And again, I don't know what happened to all those other people. Let me see, somebody messaged me. Oh, yay. So we have some people that were watching, but they didn't comment. Sometimes if you guys are watching from a phone, sometimes you can't see where to comment, and you have to like scroll up. And then you'll see like a comment area on there. It depends on if you're mobile, or it's easier on a laptop, of course. So, Barb. Okay. How does everyone cook them? After soaking, you roll them in saltines and fry in butter. That's a good way. That's definitely a good way. So in that free course that I told you about, totally free, the morel mushroom course. There are a couple of recipes, and some of the recipes are from mine and Denise's book, Wild Eating with Forager Chicks. So why don't I have one right in front of me to show you? Wild Eating with the Forager Chicks. So that's on our website too. But I did add a couple of the recipes from there. One of my favorite recipes, I had it last year, and so I got to find it again because I just found it online. And it was morels stuffed with crab meat and then fried. Holy freaking cow. They were just amazing. And I know I made them for my friend Cindy, and I think she did get to eat them. But sorry, somebody keeps messaging me. It's not one of y'all. So a lot of people deep fry there. they deep fry their morels. And to me, I like to taste a mushroom, especially those kind, because remember what I told you at the beginning? I hated mushrooms. And if you have friends or family and you're like, "Ugh, I don't need to do a mushroom course because my family hates mushrooms," uh-uh. Wild mushrooms, no comparison whatsoever to store-bought mushrooms. My friend used to make us for lunch those ones in a can, those little disgusting mushrooms in a can. Actually, I have some of them in my pantry just in case, but they're slimy and they have a terrible texture and not good flavor. So morels are just, they have such a strong, earthy, almost like a meaty flavor. And I don't eat meat, but these are they're a steak mushroom, I guess you would call that. Um, Anybody else that may want to say, that may want to have a comment on that, but they're really meaty and they hold up well for frying, for just sauteing. I like to make them and put them over pasta. They're really good that way, and make them around mushroom sauce. And I do still have, well, you saw the dried ones that I had right here. I took those out so you could see there's a baby, a little baby. So I always save my dried morels until the season is here because I don't want to eat them in case I don't find any. Oh, that would be horrible. Could you imagine? So I save mine. Although another thing about the dried mushrooms, since we still have a few minutes, you can dehydrate your mushrooms, and all mushrooms should be dehydrated, not air dried, because some mushrooms have little critters in them. And if you dehydrate them on low, those critters will not be there and they will not leave any eggs. But when you dehydrate mushrooms, it's not like herbs. When you dry them, they can last for years and years and years. Some people say up to 10 years. I could never even keep them that long. I'd eat them. I'm sure many of you would too. But so that's good to know. And when you do find a bounty, you can eat them, freeze some, and then dehydrate some. And of course, if you ever want to sell some, you have to be certified. So if you do want to take the wild mushroom certification course, you can contact Mushroom Mountain. And I have 2 of them in Georgia that I'm doing personally. And there's one in Savannah, which I can't wait. It's April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Or first, really the 2nd and 3rd, but I'm going on the 1st. And then there's one in Conyers, Georgia in September. I don't have those dates handy. And then there's another instructor that teaches it in Georgia. And I believe he has one coming up in the summertime, up near Dawsonville. So, but if you do wanna sell any, you do have to be certified. Ah, there's Cindy. No, can't imagine not finding morels. I know they're one of the favorites, and I don't even sell all mine because I kind of hoard them a little bit. And certain mushrooms you just want to do that with, and you can't help it. But hopefully, y'all will find some mushrooms and you'll be able to find morels. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm on Facebook, Instagram as Forager Chick. You could just message me, DM me, or find me on here and send me a message. That's totally fine. And of course, we'd love to have you at the Forager Chick School. So if there's any other questions, oh yeah, and Alfredo pasta. Oh, by the way, for those of you that were in the Wild Herbal Immersion class, you guys get a special discount for the Ultimate Mushroom course. So just saying. If anybody wanted to do both of those, just see me, call me, talk to me. It's funny doing these lives, and I have this new thing I'm trying to do with StreamYard because they allow you to put your slides and stuff up there and pictures, whereas YouTube doesn't quite do that yet. I can't hear what I'm saying. I just hear me talking. But it would be cool to hear you guys too. So I hope I sound okay on there. Let's see. Any other questions before we close out? I think everybody's done. Did you have fun? Did you learn something? Something new? I hope. All right. I'm just going to give it another minute for your chat to catch up to me. Thank you, Barb. I'm glad you liked it. I thoroughly enjoy this. I may do another one next week. I'm not sure yet, but I think I might do another one. especially since I messed up the stream to begin with. I hope I didn't lose too many people. Yay, Jen. Awesome. I'm so glad. Great. Button masher. I'm glad you learned. Very good. Molly. I know you're going to hunt for morels. You and Alex going to have to get out there. Awesome. And Denise. Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. My Forager chicken with our book and stuff. My friend Denise. Awesome. You're very welcome, Button Masher. I'm glad you liked it. Please share with your friends. And if ever I can help y'all out again, just let me know. But I'm going to get ready to sign off here. Any last words? I kept to less than an hour. It's pretty hard for me because I like to talk, obviously. Aw, yes, Cindy, you could see it again. As soon as we sign off here, you should be able to look at it again. Sometimes it takes just a few minutes. And, there's a few people that said they couldn't figure out how to comment. If they're on a mobile phone, or mobile phone, obviously. If you're on a phone, it's the mobile browser. And sometimes you can't see the comments, but they're below the live stream. So if they scroll up, usually you can see where to comment. There's a little button there. And great. But yes, you all will be able to rewatch this again. I'll rewatch it again, and I'll share it in a couple of different places. So, okay. All right, guys. I guess that's it. So thank you for being here with me. And I hope you all have a wonderful night and dream about morels because we all have them on the brain right now. Have a good night. Oh, I just heard you quick. I just heard you, Michael. Can I do a maitake? I could do a lesson on a maitake. Yeah. Not yet, though. It's not time yet. Oh, sorry, Wade. All right. See you guys. Night night.